Welcome to Shul.com. We are reading from Doresh Shion of Rabbi Mutzafi, Parashat Vayera. And the Haskir Tachole Bishmo. When a person prays for somebody sick, he should not say their names. Let's take a look. This is Vayera Elav Hashem Be'elone Mamre. That's in Perek Yudchet Pasuk Aleph. Let's take a look at this. Be'er Rashi Levaker et Hachole. Okay, so Rashi tells us that Hashem came to visit the sick, to visit Avraham Avinu, who just did the Brit Milah. L'ch'aora kashe. Madua Rashi lo kotev levaker et Avraham. Why does it say in the pasuk over here, in the Rashi on the pasuk, levaker et hachole, not levaker et Avraham? That's the question. Uve'etzem hashela hi al hapasuk atzmo. Madua lo katav vayera Hashem el Avraham. Why does it say Vayera el Hashem elav? Vayera elav Hashem. Okay. Shemo shel Avraham lo nizkar lo bapasuk velo beperush Rashi v'yesh lahavin madua. You got it, guys? The question is, why does the pasuk not tell us that he went to visit Avraham, and why does Rashi says he went to visit the Chole? Yesh kan yesod. He's teaching us something here. Shekatvu kama mehaposkim v'ra'ui lada'at oto. A very big hint and secret. HaGemara in Nedarim Mem Amud Aleph says, Mafliga b'chashivut mitzvat bikur cholim ve'omeret kol ha'mevaker et hachole. Whoever visits the sick, gorem lo sheyichye. He causes him that he should live. Ve'chol she'eno mevaker et hachole. Whoever doesn't visit the sick and he could, gorem lo sheyamut. He's causing him that he should die. Lif'amim hachole nimsa bimsuka hagovelet bipikuach nefesh. Sometimes a person's in a position where he's almost going to die and people don't visit him. Alud matzavod lehidarder ad kedemita. That if a person goes to visit him, he's going to put him back in that spirit that he has the strength and the energy to get better again. HaGemara mevi'ah ma'aseh shayat. The Gemara tells us a story. One time there was a student, mitalmidei Rabbi Akiva shechala. Student of Rabbi Akiva got sick. Lo nichnesu hachamim levakero. The rabbis didn't go visit him. V'nichnas Rabbi Akiva levakero. So Rabbi Akiva went to go and visit him. Ubishvil shekibedo v'ribetzo lefanav haya. He honored him. He cleaned up the room. He made it more comfortable. Amad lo. Rabbi said, my rabbi, hechiyitani. He goes, wow, you really made me, you gave me life. You cleaned up the room. I feel much better. Yatzar Rabbi Akiva v'darash. Rabbi Akiva went out and would be doresh. Kol mi she'en mevaker cholim ke'ilu shofech damim. And he would tell everybody that when you don't visit the sick, it's as if you killed them. And it's unbelievable. We see from Rabbi Akiva that, what do you mean? Rabbi Akiva didn't know something so basic? Of course Rabbi Akiva knew this. But when he saw it firsthand and somebody that he knew, it spoke to him much more, and he was doresh, a personal story. Guys, I had a friend. I went to go visit him. He was about to die. Suddenly he started to feel better, got more energy. Vehine Hamari Kash. Who's Hamari Kash? That's Rabbi Yosef Castro from Egypt. Shemaran mevi'o harbe pa'amim babet Yosef. Omer she'en lahaskir et shem hachole kevan she'itra matzaleh. So what does the Mahari Kash tell us? Don't mention a sick person's name when you're praying for him. Why? Because his mazal is not good. And by mentioning him a lot, you're mentioning his name, you're mentioning in the Shamayim, they say don't mention his name. His mazal is not so good. Bashem shelo, yes, yes, ezehu shuhu kilkul. There's some problem with his name, which is why the person's sick. Ve'im maskirim et shemo, when if you're going to say his name, alul mazalo halila, lipol od yoter. You can cause his mazal to go down even more. Kidvarav hevi gam hachatam sofer zatzal. The Chatam Sofer said the same thing. V'chen katav gam hamagen Avraham she'adif lalechet el hachole ulvarech oto be'ofen ishi. It's better to go towards the sick person and to bless him face to face, bli lahaskir et shemo, without saying his name. Me'asher litpalel alav ulhaskir b'tefillah et shemo. It's better to go to him physically and say and pray right in front of him than to go and pray with his name when you're not there. Haskarat Hashem me'oredet dinim chas v'halila. That saying the name is actually can cause dinim and judgments on him. Nimsa ifu she'adam she'eno hodech be'ofen ishi levaker et hachole matzui bedilema מצד אחד הוא רוצה להתפלל שהשם ישלח לחולה רפואה שלמה ויאריך את ימיו. Let's say a person, for some dilemma, he can't make it to the person, but he wants to pray for him. He doesn't want to pray for him because we just said it could affect his mazal and his luck in a bad way because he's already sick. So what do you do? אך מצד שני, תפילה כזאת מחייבת את הזכרת שמו של החולה. But if you're going to pray for someone and you're not around, then what do? You have to pray for his name. שהיא כאמור מסוכנת. מי יכול לדעת מה עדיף על פני מה? אולי הנזק שבהזכרת השם גדול מהתועלת של התפילה עליו. Maybe mentioning somebody's name that's sick, not in front of him, is worse than not praying at all, or going to him physically and praying for him without mentioning his name is the best. But what do you do if you can't? משום כך יש עדיפות ללכת ולבקר את החולה, שאז אין צורך להזכיר את שמו. The best thing is to go visit. אלא אפשר לומר לו את הנוסח שמביאה הגמרא. Or you could say what the Gemara says in Masechet Shabbat Yud Bet Amud Bet. It says, Rahamana Yidkedinach Lishlam, which means that Rahamana, the merciful one, should be mirapeh and bring the person to Shalom, Lishlam. Shalom doesn't mean only peace, it means shlemut, meaning you should be full, healthy. So why was the story, in the story of Abraham not mentioned his name Abraham? Mishum she'Abraham haya choleh, because Abraham was sick. Bayom hashlishi lemilato, it was the third day to the Brit Milah. Hazkarat Hashem b'matzav kazeh shekazeh, mentioning his name, ka'amur enam mumletzet. It's not the right thing to do because he's sick. You don't want to mention Abraham Avinu's name. So what did Hashem do? Hashem didn't just pray for Abraham. He went to visit him physically, and he didn't mention his name because you don't mention the name of somebody who's sick. So we see from this here that like the Maharikash or like the Magen Abraham or the Hatam Sofer, that when someone's sick, you don't mention their name, you just pray for them. That's why Rabbi Mutzafi mentions in his recordings, this is from his book, but in his recordings he says that on Shabbat, when they're saying the Mishe Berach, they shouldn't say Yevarech et hacholeh. They should bless the sick person and then say the sick person's name, because by doing that, you're literally making him more sick. Why are you making him more sick? Because you're literally saying, we want to bless the sick person. Maybe this person wasn't so sick, he just had a cold. Now suddenly you announced in front of him, in front of the whole kahal, on Shabbat, in front of the Hechal, in front of the Sefer Torah, the guy's sick. He can make him more sick by announcing him that he's sick. So what do they say? Yevarech, and they say the names without saying hacholeh. Don't mention the actual word choleh when he's doing it. And so Rabbi Mutzafi says, be careful when you're doing that. Whenever you're praying for people, you just pray that they get healthy. You don't have to say hacholeh. Because he mentions the Maharikash, the Chatam Sofer, and the Magen Abraham, that when a person is not feeling well, his mazal, his name, is not doing so well in the Shamayim. And by mentioning his name a lot, they start to bring up the name more in the Shamayim, and it can be mekatreg. So if he's in a position that things are not so good, just go in front of him and pray, but don't mention the name. Baruch Adonai De'olam, Amen v'Amen.